So we've all heard it said before that you should find a hobby that doesn't have anything to do with what your profession is. Over the last few years, I have gotten back into journaling. So today I kind of wanted to just walk through some of the tools that I use for my journaling, some input devices that I use to get my thoughts out, to get my memories in a singular place that I can go ahead and keep track of, and I can look back on later in life and kind of remember. None of these items are what you need to do or what I am recommending. I'm just simply, showing you what I use, what I have. So I use these Moleskin journals. I have a couple of them now. One is one that I finished, and then this one here is the second one. This is the one that I'm working on now. The second thing that I use are fountain pens. And so I use this fountain pen, and I tell you what, this fountain pen is built like an absolute fucking tank, and I absolutely love it. However, to write with it on a daily basis, because it is so heavy, I find my hand cramping a lot. So I've kind of been on the lookout for a little lighter pen that I could use, and I found that in the Lamy Safari Vista. It is a plastic pen. Usually I'm not a real big fan of plastic stuff, but it's a plastic pen, and it's very, very lightweight. And I ended up going with the Safari Vista because I liked the clear feel of it. I liked that clearness to it. I have several different types of ink. I'm not a big fan of the ink cartridges. I like the converters so that I can switch out ink whenever I want. We have some Instax cameras throughout the house, and I take and I washi tape those Instax prints and Polaroid prints into my journal as well. Again, just as a real good way to kind of document that moment in time. I also have an old vintage metal. It's called the dymo tape writer, and it uses those strips of plastic then that you go ahead and punch through, and it makes up right here. As a matter of fact, label my spines for the year. I can't focus. Moving my face out of there. There we go. Then my wife and my kids got me for Father's Day the Kodak Mini 2 printer, because let's be honest, our phones are very handy some of the time to just snap a quick portrait, just something to remember that moment. And so I had been talking about doing that for a while now, and so they got me one of these little printers that I can go ahead and I can print out some memories. And so then I have started actually including some of those, as well as some Instax prints as well, and some Polaroid prints as well. I also have some different colored pens that I carry with me. So if I wanted to get a little bit more creative and put some more color into it, I have that available for me. And last but not least, I picked up the other day a set of rubber stamps. I had seen a couple of other people doing rubber stamps in their journals, and I really enjoyed the idea and thought that I would give the rubber stamps a try. So I'm tiptoeing into rubber stamps in my journal, and I have just one color of ink right now, but I just have the alphabet of rubber stamps, and I've experimented a little bit with rubber stamping in my journal as well. That's pretty much it as far as the toolbox for my journaling goes. And it is just something that I find very refreshing to just sit down and slow down and get my thoughts out. I find it's something that I can get in my head quite a bit, and I stay in my own head quite a bit. And this gives me the opportunity to kind of get some of those thoughts out of my head. And it's interesting how just the simple act of writing something down can change your thought process about any given topic. I find it is something that instead of just thinking through random thoughts several 100,000 times a minute, because it's kind of scary up there sometimes, getting it out on paper and then actually visually looking back at what I had just written helps me process it in a little different way, and it changes my thought process sometimes. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Thanks.